Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about tuning your truck. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you know that recently I did a video on how to time your Cummins, and the reason that works for these engines is because they are fully mechanical. So these are called a 3-wire engine. These are the only 3 wires that this truck needs to run, and that is because all that does is tell it needs fuel. Everything else is mechanical. On the normal trucks or on the stock truck, even the fuel pump is mechanical. Mine is deleted because I have a lift pump, but anyways, that's besides the point. This only works on certain engines, so your Cummins, some of your Cats, such and such like that. Now, these full mechanical engines, you can't tune like you would anything else because they're mechanical. Now, with any other application, your Fords, your Chevys, anything like that, you are going to need to go through the ECU. But as long as we're here, got a new large turbo for the old Cummins, so that will be going back in the engine shortly here, a couple weeks, and I will have the final part, and I will be making a video on installing that engine and getting her started for the first time. So this old girl will be running and driving here very shortly. But for this video, this is the truck we're going to be using. This is my old LB7. It is my daily driver. She is not a looker. Obviously, as you can see, it is winter time. We get salt here. Rust is a thing and it sucks. But for this truck, it is a runner. This thing has taken me from here to South Dakota hundreds of times. It's taken me from South Dakota to Texas. It pulled a camper all the way from South Dakota to Texas, and it brought me all the way back here to Wisconsin. So it's done a whole bunch of long drives. I've put 70,000 miles on it since I've owned it, and it's been tuned for who knows how many miles before that. Now, she hasn't started in a couple days, and it is currently 30 degrees outside, so we'll get a little cold start. Now, while she warms up, I'm going to talk about a couple different ways that you can get your truck tuned. So, first way, the way mine is tuned, is a DSP5 switch. And what that does is, it's a switch. It has all your different tunes on it. It's also known as EFI Live. It's custom tuning for your truck. Somebody installs a tune on each one of these. So, right now we're on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, another way to do it is just to get a box tune. CTS has ones where you can go here and you can do performance settings and tunes, but I can't do this because I don't actually have it. But I just have it so I can watch all my gauges and such in an easier way, because I used to do a lot of driving with this thing. As you see, it has 366,000 miles on it right now. I bought the thing with 300, so it's been running for me fairly good for quite a long time. So what does tuning do? What tuning does is it takes your stock ECU controls, all of its original tuning, and it modifies it to optimize it for your truck. This will result in higher horsepower numbers, higher torque numbers, and sometimes even fuel efficiency. So what it does is it's raising your fuel rail pressure, it's messing with your injection timing, and it's messing with your boost pressure. And all those things are good and bad. Now, what I mean by that is your engine is detuned for a reason. It is to keep your parts working better for longer. So adding power is always going to contrast in reliability, no matter what it is. Even though tunes aren't crazy power, they aren't anything that's going to blow your truck up immediately unless you have bad tunes. It is something that is going to overall make your engine last less time when you add power. Now, the opposite effect happens when you are taking a newer diesel that needs to be deleted. Obviously, deleting a diesel is going to mess with a whole bunch of different stuff, so tuning it is actually going to fix that issue. It's going to keep all that carbon and emissions bullshit out from inside your engine. This truck does not have any emissions, so I don't have to worry about that. But my tunes on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are stock, 50, 75 horse, 100 horse, and 150 horse. So I'm just gonna be showing you the differences in power. I'm gonna be trying to use this thing and get some 0 to 60s and just see what we get. See if we can notice a difference. I know I notice a difference every time that I put it in 5. Definitely just with simply by the black smoke that's coming out the exhaust. But yeah, let's get into this. So this is tune 1. It is a pretty chill drive. There's nothing special about it. It makes no black smoke. It is just a good driver, just your regular stock, whatever your truck comes with. You're not going to see too much of a difference between like a stock and a 50 horsepower tune, but the stock to 150 horsepower tune, you can totally see a massive difference in it. It is a completely different feel to the truck. You can definitely tell when your truck is making power, when it's tuned. And yeah, so we're going to show the little differences in that. Now, the easiest way to roll coal is going to be let your engine idle down and then gun it. So as you saw, there was no smoke. This thing barely accelerated from 50 to 60 very slowly. Now, if we do that on the 150 horsepower tune, we're going to get quite different results. There we go. Now we are on tune 5, letting our truck idle down. If we look in the mirror here, and there it is. Quite the different feel, quite a different speed, definitely a change in horsepower. So as you guys saw there, quite the difference in tunes. Now you guys can't feel it. I can definitely feel the difference, but that's what I'm hoping this little device here will do. We'll be able to get some numbers and see how much this tune actually does. I'm gonna do it on the stock tune, on the 75 horse tune, and the 150 horse tune. See what kind of different numbers we can get, see if we can keep some traction and get some accurate readings. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, I think I mentioned before that there is good and bad tuning. Obviously, you can over-tune a vehicle and you can under-tune a vehicle. You can take away too much fuel, you can give it way too much fuel. The black smoke, what that is unburnt diesel. So the less of that you have, the better. It's going to improve your fuel economy not to have that much unburnt diesel, and it's just going to make your truck run much better, much cleaner. Having a lot of unburnt diesel is just a waste of fuel. You're sending way too much fuel in there. It's not good for your pistons or anything like that. That 12 valve that I showed earlier that I've been building, that had an issue with way too much fuel. It had massive delivery valves. It was unclean. It just dumped smoke. It poured like a freight train. And what that ended up doing in turn was washing out the rings on the pistons, and that is why I had to take the engine apart and redo it. So there is definitely differences to it all, and you want to make sure that you trust the person that is either tuning your vehicle or that they are at least a large enough name to where you know your tunes are going to be correct for your vehicle. You want your truck to make the fuel, you know, it can have a little bit of smoke, that's not a big deal, but when you start getting into boost, when you start making your pressure, that's when you want all that diesel to be cleared up, and you want to be going down the road with no black smoke, making boost, making good reliable power, not crappy power that's going to hurt your engine in turn. Now I'm about to be pulling up to where I'm going to try and get these 0 to 60 runs. I have this little thing, it's called a draggy. Basically it puts your numbers and stuff on the video and you can see exactly your times you're making. And yeah, I'm going to see if I can't get her figured out. We'll get some times here, some good runs for the stock tune, the So, as you saw there, first round could not get any traction. Second round took it a bit slower, ended up getting some traction, and we got a decent run in there. So that was on tune 1, which is the stock tune, and we were gonna try and get a couple more on a couple different tunes and see what numbers we can't come up with. Now, I am not getting the numbers that I wanted. It's the wrong day to do this. It's very slick out, so I'm gonna try a couple more times on a couple different roads, and if not, this doesn't really affect you, but I'm gonna have to do this a different day and see if we can't get some better numbers and some better traction. Now, as you can see, the 75, a little bit better of a run. I'm still struggling with traction, so I'm not able to get this truck screaming as much as I'd like to be. It is definitely faster than the stock tune, and we'll see if I can even get any traction at all with number 5 and see how that one goes.
Quarter mile.
As you guys saw, obviously very little traction today. Had to have a little fun on that last one there. Got some numbers. They're not great numbers, but they are definitely showing that the higher the tune, the faster the truck is going. That is for sure. You can definitely tell a difference. You can feel a difference. From stock to tuned is not even comparable. A tuned truck is going to beat a stock one all day long, as long as they get traction. But I'm going to get parked somewhere around here and get some numbers, and I will be right back. I found a spot to sit and get some numbers. So on tune 1, which is the stock tune, the first run we did 12.24 for the 0 to 60 and 12.69 for the 8th mile. On the second run, it did get a 10.73 for the 0 to 60 and an 11.94 in the 8th mile. On the 75 horse tune, third stage, we got a 9.45 0 to 60 and an 11.56 8th mile. And then on tune 5, the 150 horse tune, we got a 7.94 0 to 60 and a 10.41 8th mile. So now obviously those are not the most accurate numbers. I couldn't get traction anywhere, but those are obviously pointing to, tune 1 being much slower than tune 5. It is not even, they're not even the same category, not even in the same they're not even on the same playing field. There it is. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, that is what I have on tuning. I think it's definitely beneficial to get a little bit of extra horsepower out of your truck, especially if you get it straight piped. You get an intake, you get a larger turbo. I mean, you're going to need some tuning to make your truck run at peak horsepower at the best it can. Thank you for watching, and God bless.